Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make a stand-up collar pinafore dress. So the measurements I need is written on the paper. The gown length is 40 inches, the under bust is 12, the breast point is 9, and the half length is 14 and a half. This dress has a band, so the band will start from the under bust 12. That's where the band will start from, and the band will end at the half length. So right now I'll be drafting the upper bodice. So I will need to deduct 14 and a half, which is the upper bodice, from 40. So I will have 25 and a half for the skirt. So I want to deduct the skirt first so that I will know what I'll be working on. The upper part will now be 14 and a half. But right now I'll be drafting from the shoulder to the under bust, and I will draft the band separate. So the under bust is 12. So I mark that out from the starting point. Then I indicate it with a straight line. So from there, I'm going to take the shoulder measurement divided by 2. The shoulder measurement I'm using in this case is 13. Divided by 2 will give me 6.5. Then from there, I will take my breast point vertical. Then I will indicate it with a straight line also. So from there, I will take the dart, then I will label the breast point, the under bust. So under the bust, I'm going to take the dart of 1 inch. Then I'll connect it to the breast point like so. So after doing that, I'll come to the shoulder line and input the neckline. And the measurement for the front neckline is 3 by 3 inches. The width is 3 and the depth is 3 inches. So I'll connect that with my pattern master like so. So after that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and label this as the front, then take the back neckline on the same paper. So I'm going to take the depth of the back neckline is 1 inch. So I'll be connecting it to the width. It has the same width but different depth. So I'll be connecting that like so. So the next thing to do is to come to the shoulder and reduce the shoulder width starting from the neckline. The shoulder width will be reduced to normal garment because you don't want something that will be too wide, so that the pinafore will be able to fit in very well. By the time you wear something underneath, it will show. So I'm going to reduce it, so I'll be making the width 2 inches. So I just reduce 1 inch from it. So I will now connect it to the measurement on the under bust. So I will input the circumference measurement of the under bust like so, then add 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll add 1 inch extra. So after that, I'll connect it to the new shoulder width. So I'll connect it to the new shoulder width like so. So after connecting that, I can go ahead and add ease of half inch. This is not compulsory, this is optional. So I have made the shoulder slant like so by half inch. I don't want it to be too slopey, that's why I made it half inch. Then the ease I talked about is what I'm adding. This is not compulsory. You may decide not to add it. It does not really matter. So I will add allowance on the under bust to join it to the band, and allowance on the upper shoulder level to join the shoulder to shoulder. So we are done with the measurements, the drafting. So the next thing to do is to cut out. So having done that, the next thing to do is to take to measure our band, to draft our band out. This is very simple. Just the paper has been folded into 2, so the measurement is divided by 2, giving me 15 inches. Then I'm going to take the width, the desired width. So I'm using 3.5, so that by the time I sew finish, it will be 2.5. So I'm connecting it like so. It's something simple and very easy. So I'm adding the zipper allowance like that. So after adding it, I will extend the line. Then I have my band. I'm labeling this part as the zipper allowance so that there won't be confusion. So the next thing to do is to measure it and cut it out. So we are done with the drafting of the band. It's something straightforward. So go ahead and notch the center front. So I'll be going on a short break now. I'll be back in a moment, and when I come back, I'll be drafting the collar.
Do you desire to be a professional fashion designer in just few weeks? Then what are you waiting for? Enroll at Yinki Couture Academy today. Our online, offline, and physical trainings are open in the following classes: advanced class for 4 weeks, intermediary class 8 weeks, and beginner class for 20 weeks. For inquiries, please call 0805 7944477 or 0903 218 4192. You can equally connect to us on our various social media platforms at Yinki Couture. Yinki Couture, home of dressmaking techniques.
So right now, the next thing to do is to draft the collar. I will take the measurement of the front neck and the back neck. So I've taken the back neck and the front neck. The back neck is 3 inches multiplied by 2 because this is on fold. I'll have 6 inches for the back. Then for the front, I have 4.5 when I measured it. Then I'll multiply it by 2. I will have 9 inches for the front, because the reason why I'm multiplying by 2 is because it is on fold, and 9 plus 6 will give me 15 inches. And from the onset, the armhole circumference of this client is 15 inches, so it is accurate. So the collar circumference measurement is 15 inches. So I'll be taking that right now. 15 inches divided by 2 will give me 7.5 because this paper is on fold. So I will take 7.5 right now. So then I'll go ahead and square it up. I'll mark the line on the vertical line. I'll mark it on a vertical line, and after doing that, I'm trying to confirm the measurement if it's 7.5. So the next thing to do is to input the front circumference, which is 4.5, and the next thing is to check to add the zipper allowance. So right now I can go ahead and extend the line. After I have input the zipper allowance, I can go ahead and extend the line like so. So after extending the line, I'm going to take 1 inch. I'll place my tape measure and take 1 inch here also at the center front, 1 inch here also. So then I'll connect it with a straight line like this. So here on the zipper allowance, I'm going to mark 1 inch up. So I'll mark 1 inch up, then I'll place my pattern master like so to connect the 1 inch to the center front. So I'm going to connect the 1 inch to the center front, and this will be the part that will be resting on the neck, the part of the collar that will be resting on the neck. And this part that I mark now, I'm going to mark the width of the collar. I'm marking the width of the collar because the width of the collar is 1 inch. So I will mark the width of the collar like so, 1 inch width for the collar. So this is the shape that the collar will take. So this is the shape. So I'm going to connect it with my pattern master like so, and this part will be joined to the neckline. This part will be joined to the neckline. So then I will extend the lines. So after extending it, I have my collar ready, so I can go ahead and do my cutting. So I repeat it, the part I'm cutting out will be joined to the neckline, to the fabric, and this will be the part that will be connected to the that the neck will be resting on. So we have our collar ready. We have the zipper allowance is there, 1 inch, and this is how the collar will be. So I can go ahead and cut it out on another sheet of paper by adding half-inch sewing allowance. Half-inch sewing allowance on the upper and the lower part like this. So I will add the allowance like this. Then I will cut it out on the new sheet of paper. The allowance is there already. So the next thing is to go ahead on my machine and show you little part of the sewing. So the shoulder will be joined to the shoulder like so. First thing to do is to join the shoulder of the back panel to the shoulder of the front panel. So I will join the shoulder to shoulder. Then after joining the shoulder to shoulder, make sure it is well arranged. Then I will do the joining like so. After that, I will do the second part also, the second shoulder also. Then whatever I have done to the main fabric, remember the main fabric and the lining, they are of the same fabric. I use the main fabric for the lining also, so there won't be much difference at all. So I will do that for my lining also. The lining has been placed on the main fabric. Then I'm going to match the shoulder like this. I will match the shoulder where it's joining. Then I'm going to join the side, this side and the other side. I will join the sides. So, and the joining of the sides is what I'm doing right away. So do likewise for the other side too. Then after you have done that, make sure you trim out excesses so to reduce bulkiness. So trim out the excesses on the sides that you have joined. So trim it out to make sure to reduce bulkiness. So then I can turn it out like so. So turn it out to the right side like this. Then give it a nice press. Remember, I put a dart. I hold the dart before I do the joining of the shoulder. So, and the measurement I use for the dart on the pattern paper is also what I used when I was holding the dart. So I first of all held the dart before joining the shoulder, and I held the dart on the lining and on the main fabric. This is the collar. I have joined the right side to the right side. I cut the lining from the main fabric. So then I top stitch. After joining the right side to the right side, the lining is of the same measurement with the main fabric. So I top stitch like so. So I'm top stitching on the lining, not on the main fabric. The one that I use for the lining is where I'm top stitching on. Then after that, I have joined it to the neckline. The next thing to do is to fold by 1/4 inch and then finish it up on the neckline like this. So I'll go ahead and do that and complete that. So after I have completed that, this is the collar. This is how the collar stand is how it will be. You can see it's very lovely and it's standing well. So I'll go ahead and give it a nice press before I continue. And this is the band. The band has been stitched, so you don't need to turn the band because you are going to join the band to the upper part. So I'll match the center front, the center of the band with the center front of the front panel. So I'm matching it like so, and when I get here I reverse. I do likewise for the other side also. So this is the front has been joined. Then I'll bring the back also, placing the right side on the right side, and I will be starting from the zipper. So I'll be placing the right side on the right side and I'll be starting from the zipper. This is how we will flip it so that it will be in place by the time you bring it to the normal position. So after that, after I have done this side, I'm going to do likewise for the other back panel too. So I can go ahead and top stitch this part. I will run a stitch here so that it will lay properly. So but before I run a stitch, so I'll do the back panel, the remaining back panel, that remaining back panel that I have not done. I will do that, join it to the band, and after that I will top stitch so that it will lay properly. So the next thing to do is to join the skirt to the band. So I folded the skirt into 2, I notched, and I also folded into 4 and I notched, and I did the same thing on the band. So at every point that I notched, I'm going to match it to each other. I will be matching the notches to each other. Then I will be pinning it down with my office pin. So that is what I'm doing right away. So starting from the zipper allowance, I'll pin it down, then continue to the side and also pin it down also, because it has the skirt is surplus. It is not the exact waist, so it is surplus, so I needed to do that so that I'll be able to pleat the excesses in the middle. So I'm trying to pleat the excesses in the middle right now, and that is what I'm doing. That's why I have pinned it down, so that it will be accurate. So make sure you do it in an accurate way. If you don't know how to do this, you can watch my video on how to make a box split skirt. The link will be attached to this video, so you can go ahead and join your skirt to the upper bodice like so. So after that, the skirt is almost ready. Then I'll go ahead and put my zipper. So I have a video also on how to input zipper. The video link will be attached to this tutorial. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you like this video, don't hesitate to subscribe, like and share my videos. See you in my next tutorial. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye.